Get everything you're gonna need out of your car. Don't leave anything in. Today, sir! We told you to get your stuff 10 minutes ago!
Ground now! Do it now!
I'm not used to someone constantly yelling, so when I pulled up, the first thing they did was like, bring down your windows, you have tinted windows, and they were yelling, and I was like, oh, hold on, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Most of these people were coming fresh out of college and different places, so, you know, to get thrown into a military environment like that, you know, off on day one is a little tough.
The female trainee fell back. Her bags were too heavy for her body to carry. So she just came down here with her bags, thinking she'd be able to carry them, and she had no strength whatsoever, and she dropped everything all over Academy Way.
No matter what you do, I don't think you can mentally prepare for that. It's just, you got to go through it as it comes and play along with them.
You are sweating like this already, and we haven't even done anything!
If you couldn't take getting yelled at in your face or being told what to do all the time, then you would call it quits, and some people did quit.
Take everything out! We're not waiting for you! Dump your bag out!
A lot of people said, hey, I can't take this, and gave up, packed up. Some people left the first day, same day.
Let's go! Hurry up! What are you waiting for? You need to move it on purpose! Move a little faster!
You're gonna be on a tier by yourself around people you don't know, around inmates who are people that have committed crimes, done bad things, and you're gonna be alone with them, so that's gonna give you a negative feel, so it's preparing you how to feel and how to tolerate that type of environment.
Give everything you got here. Everything. Don't hold back. Put everything forward. Don't think that if I take it easy today, I can work harder tomorrow. That's not how it works. It's a rough road. It's not easy.
I was laying in the bed, and I was considering going home. And went home a couple of times, talked to my family members about it and prayed on it. And I came back, you know, I realized that the main goal was to come here and do something better for myself. So that's what I wanted to do. I just had to stay focused on the prize of becoming a, New Jersey correctional police officer.
You're eating in like 2 minutes. You're not finishing your food. You walk a certain way, stand a certain way, look a certain way. And it's just, it doesn't matter if your food is hot. It doesn't matter if you like the food or not. You just gotta pick up and go and try not to mess up.
Any trash that you might have goes where? Where did I say it goes? On your plate. Look at everyone else. You're the first one that sat down, right? So stop wiping your plate. Put it on there. Get them up. How do you get them up? Drink your water. Everybody. Trays up. Scream loud and good. Trays up. Scream it. Trays up. Stand up. Leave your tray. Push your chair in. Leave your tray, I say!
In the mess hall, you have to be decisive. You have to know exactly what you're going to do at all time, or else you're going to get it. and they're going to be out there looking for it. And you have to make sure you're sitting down in the right place. You're calling the right commands. You have to make sure you're following the procedure. And I definitely believe, at least at the beginning, it was definitely that was a challenge for me. Out of all things, it wasn't the physical part, it wasn't the rest, but that right there.
Get out of here! Hurry up! Move! Get out of here!
For myself, it wasn't too bad because I'm used to the yelling, but it still throws you off because you have to still think while being yelled at. A lot of people froze, a lot of people cried, a lot of people didn't know what to do, a lot of people only even got like a half a bite of their food, and before they had to get up, you only get like 30 seconds day one.
Probably the scariest thing you'll do here, even though you're just walking, you're sidestepping with a tray and you feel like it's complete madness, but in reality you're just going to sit down and eat. And 10 people are screaming at you to do 3 things, so you don't know who to listen to first and what to do, and you just have to stay focused.
Now what, man? Forward move! Forward march! Forward march! Louder! Forward march!
A lot of discipline, no eating. It was just all about discipline and order.
If there's a cold, you gotta get up. Whenever you may not have time to sit and have a full meal and get comfortable. You're in a job where you have to constantly be on your toes and react and be ready for that. So what if you have a break? If there's something going on, get up and get there.
she addressed you, you do not move!
You're just looking for attention, sir. Go! Get out!
I believe that they employed the DNC for unison and basically a team building. It could be like a team building exercise where all of us would get together and act as a unit. A left phase, right phase, about phase.
Being able to work together, be able to do everything the same is a really hard thing because you're around a bunch of individuals that you have to build up together. It is a teamwork mindset.
Originally, drill is for marching troops in a battle, but drill instills discipline in the troops and teaches them to work as a unit and move places as a unit. So that taught us to work together and be in sync with each other and just get it all together at once.
During drill and ceremony, you have to be paying attention at all times. You know, you can zone out, but when that, you're going to mess everything up if you're not up to speed.
Well, academics is really important in this academy. They throw a lot of stuff at you in 16 short weeks. They just want you to understand that you understand that what they're teaching you.
Academics takes about 9 hours out of your day. I would say most of that would be classroom instruction and study hall on your own. That's your own time. And there's a broad range of topics that are involved in this profession, from criminal codes to proper use of force, and where the law puts those boundaries.
I would say your mental is the biggest thing because without your mind, your body can't work. And the academics are important because you need to learn your job thoroughly.
You're in the classroom learning different things, but you need to know all your policies. You need to know the reasonings behind things, and it also prepares you mentally better for what you're expected to do, how you're supposed to handle procedures, how you're supposed to do things. But there's a lot of studying. Even after lights are out, sometimes we're up with our flashlights just studying because you have tests back to back, and academics is important.
Go!
PT was one of the hardest challenges that I ever had in my life. You had to really dig deep in your heart and your soul. And the one thing that I tried to focus on a lot was not quitting, because you quitting on your classmates. What are you going to do when you get into prison?
It's not something that you could just wake up and say, oh, I can do that in 15 minutes. I can do those push-ups. No, everything matters. Your form matters, your timing matters, and you have to work on it. You can't just come in here thinking it's just going to pop up and you're going to be able to do it. No.
I would run every day, work out at the gym 5 to 8 hours, and coming here, the PT standards were minimal, so I kind of underestimated it, but once we did the actual PT sessions, I was hurting. Every single PT session, especially with the running, we're running like 7-8 miles every run session. It hurts.
Even with the standards of 1.5 miles and the push-ups, the sit-ups, the 300-meter dash, it was still challenging for most of us because most of us weren't used to it. But PT is very important. It keeps you in shape, and let's say that something goes off, you'll be physically fit to be able to handle the situation.
Your gas tank will save your life. If you have to get in a fight with one of these guys, you have to run to a code. There are 1053s that are done on actual COs because they almost fell into cardiac arrest because they can't keep up with a sprint down the tier. So health is really important, especially in a fight. You don't want to get tired, and the inmate sees that you're tired because then he has the advantage.
You're already behind the 8 ball procedurally. So once you start running with them, you have to keep the pace. So you know what happens. You stop, you're going to ask if you're injured. The second time, the same thing. The third time, it's going to be a zero. You have to complete 80% of the scheduled sessions, or you still get safe. You made it past your first goal. You just got to keep pushing. Yep.
There is unity in that because there'll be people slower than you and faster than you, and you'll have to push your peers as well because somebody may start out way behind you. Then you see along the weeks they progress, and we all did it, so we've all become faster and just push each other to do better, and now we're all running together, so it just gets better by the week.
As the director said, first and foremost, our hearts and thoughts and prayers go to the victims of this and to our officers who responded. I can tell you, by the time I got there, they were already starting to extract people from in, and watching those officers run in to the danger to remove people and get them to safety was unbelievable. And for the SWAT officers, our SWAT officers and SWAT teams from around the region who were there, who went into that active shooting and were able to apprehend that actor, I can't speak more for the courage that they have.
We are using room clearing tactics, very similar to what's done in the military. I think it's really important because, you know, as a law enforcement officer, you want to have that ability, or at least that familiarity with those type of tactics. Because perhaps you may not use it on a day-to-day or even a year-to-year, but if ever in that situation, you want to have an idea.
Hands on, hands on, hands on! He just got shot! Go! Bring it home! Go towards the gunfire!
Hang him down. Hang him. Cover, cover, cover. Hands on, hands on, hands on.
Don't flag.
I think the instructors here and the practicals you get make a big difference on building your confidence and understanding on different routes situations can lead. So having all the practicals here, I definitely feel like I'm pretty prepared to start and go into something this way.
Gunfire! Gunfire!
It really comes down to when people are running away from the sound of bullets, you're going to be running toward it in a way. So you just got to, as scared as you are, you got to push through it and preserve life. That's your job.
You might have a situation where you have to protect yourself or protect someone else or protect the public.
Yesterday I was shooting pretty bad. I was going home yesterday. I was so worried. I mean, I didn't even want to tell anybody. I told a few people. I told my one friend. He said, just stick it in there. You'll be fine.
At this point, you need to know your target and understand that this can be life or death even for yourself. So if you're not meticulous on what you're doing or paying attention to it, it can cost your life or your partner's life or those around you.
This is my second time being here because I failed firearms at Monmouth County Academy, so this was redemption time. So I couldn't let myself go home without facing the challenge and doing what I have to do.
We almost had like one-on-one instruction. Like you had your own personal, your own personal teacher, practically.
I was thinking about it too much. It was all in my mind. This time around, I just let myself go and just shot. Yesterday I was not even getting over 50, and I just shot a 57, so I feel really good about it.
I felt great. The stress is off my shoulders. Now I could just finishing the rest of the academy with no injuries, God willing, and just get ready to be an officer.
DT is defensive tactics. It's similar to basically learning how to defend yourself. It's very, very demanding.
You're always outnumbered. When it comes from inmates to officers, you're always outnumbered. Ultimately, what you want to be able to do is that you want to be able to have the tools to be able to save someone's life, and of course your own.
They put you in a ring and you're fighting 5 instructors, 5 big guys. So you have to stay alert. What's going on which side? Who's coming from which direction? I have to move quick. I have to be able to keep my stamina up until backup comes up. Do I even have time to call backup?
Your adrenaline always naturally responds to stress. And when that adrenaline hits, your body's more keen and aware and uses all the energy and resources it has for that fight. So that's why so many things are going through your mind. It feels like you're in there forever.
Just when you thought that you had everything figured out, boom, change of plans.
Did the 5-on-1 fight, they would come from the ground. One guy would grab your legs, another guy would punch you in the head or take you out from behind, so you need to be ready from any angle of attack.
So it keeps you on your toes, but it's a huge eye-opener. And it's also helpful, the different techniques they teach you to hold your ground for a while and be able to survive it.
We're fitted with equipment, and you're given the task to extract an inmate. And it's very interesting to see how challenging that can be. Especially even if you're 5 to 1, one person could definitely cause a lot of commotion.
With my hand, it's the mat, gate is open, cell extraction is locked.
Cell extraction was something that we all will have to trust each other as a unit. It goes in 5 people. One controls the head, the legs, and then the arms. So we all will have to put our trust into another person who we only known for a few weeks to get the job done.
They said we could do this very often, and it may happen whenever, so you can go years without it, or you can do it every day for a year straight.
If I'm by myself, I don't have the confidence, and I know that there's no backup. So I'm going to be more cautious, while with 4 or 5 guys going against one man, you're more confident, you have more energy, you know that you don't have to guard as many bases. One guy gets the arm, one guy gets the leg, the other guy holds the man down. Everyone has a plan and everyone has a objective.
I think everybody felt good after the cell extraction because we all worked together as a unit, helping one another. And we did rely on watching each other's backs and following the protocol as far as someone securing the arm or a leg and the head, and then getting the inmate down on the ground and making sure that we're all safe.
One of the requirements per shift is to search at least 3 cells so we can find contraband or weapons or drugs so we can keep the facility safe.
I wouldn't say I was nervous because I mentally prepared myself to go in. You do have a little bit of, what can go on, well, how does it look, how are the inmates, but once you're in there, you're there for a job, you're there for a reason, and if you're able to find something, you know that you were able to either protect another team member or protect another inmate in the jail if you find something, or stop something that could have been worse.
Walk around. Check all the common areas, all the windowsills, all the stuff, the bathrooms and the showers, all right? That's where the inmates are going to hide stuff. They're not going to hide it under the bunks, all right?
It is an eye-opener because when you're in the class, you're very confident. It's like, oh, I know how to do this. I know exactly what to look for. This is going to happen. This is going to be easy. I know I'm going to find something. Then when you go to the actual facility, you freeze. And you're like, oh, I don't even know where to start. They're really good at hiding things. When you go inside these cells, it's a really small space and they have so many things. They know how to organize, they know how to pack so much in such a tight space.
I was excited to go myself, and we all spoke about it, so we were all like anxious to get there and just be the one to find something, and because you can prevent an injury or death of someone. And then looking around, only one person found a few things of contraband, but just seeing how these guys live, and some of them are dirty, some of them are organized, and we had to go through boxes and boxes of things. It just gives us a taste of what we're gonna do, because our instructors told us that whatever they had was about a fraction of what the regular inmates where we're going are going to have. So it's kind of nerve-wracking, and you have to be very thorough.
You'll be very surprised on what's technically a routine search, what that can yield. And that was, we just went there one day and they found drugs. You go to a different institution and you do that every single day, who knows what you're gonna find? Maybe drugs, maybe weapons. So I do feel that was really important in us doing. I really enjoyed that cell search.
Code 33, code 33, behind building 21. Training cert.
How many fingers am I holding up? Don't touch it, get up! Open your eyes!
OC, today was my first time experiencing it. My face is still on fire, I ain't gonna lie. It was definitely something I have never experienced before. The pain and the tingling and your eyes being forced to shut, and you couldn't have control over anything that you were doing. It was definitely something that opened up my eyes, in a sense.
Code 33.
Code 33!
Where's your radio?
Code 33! Officer trainee!
Behind 21, behind 21. Go.
Behind 21!
Put your radio back in your pocket.
It was a lot worse than I expected. I knew it was going to hurt, but it really took me to my breaking point to just have my composure and actually be able to think and have actions. Opening your eyes seems like the worst thing to do, but that's what you need to save your life.
Stop. Stop yelling.
It teaches you to deal with stress, because if I got OC'd in the prison and I panic, I can get someone killed.
Loud verbal commands.
Start get down! Start get down!
Stand up straight. Stop. Stand up straight. Remember what you learned in DT.
It's more of like a mental trip. You need to take a deep breath, know what's coming, but control your emotions, because at the end of the day, you still need to react. Going through the course, doing the different things, trying to open a locked door, controlling an inmate, putting cuffs on someone. You need to be mentally prepared and not let distractions interrupt what you need to do to accomplish the goal you have to do at the end of the day.
Relax. It's a little OC. It's like hot sauce in your face. Relax, all right? Draw your baton. Outside position to carry. Both reverse strike. Do it now. Stop, get back.
Get through it. Maintain your composure, sir. You're at a police academy. This is part of the curriculum. Maintain your composure. Give me the command. Get back! Get back!
Stop! Get back! Stop! Get back!
Got one more coming. All right, how's everyone feel? Everyone, any injuries?
Ma'am, no ma'am.
I'll be glad and so will you.
I'll be glad and so will you.
I won't have to look at you.
I won't have to look at you.
I have family in the department, so that in a way they knew what to expect, but also they like to see everything and they love seeing us drill and everything. So they really enjoyed seeing all the hard work that we put in and where we actually do it.
I think you have to prepare your family. They're going to have to get used to not seeing you during the week. You know, they're not going to realize the importance of it until it's over.
There were days when I left here over the weekend and just talked to my family about, you know, some of the challenges that I was going through. And they were all like just giving me support, saying, hey, just 1 week at a time, 1 week at a time. And, you know, there was times that I just would just need them to lean on to help me get through another week.
You can climb.
It's a long time coming, and I'm finally getting my foot into the door, so I can't wait to see where this job takes me and what other opportunities or other doors open as this door opens. And even though this is the end of the academy, it's just the beginning to the career, so the hard part is about to start.
This was a big challenge in my life. This is a milestone in my life that I'm never going to forget. I'm going to have mementos for this with other people, family that don't share the same DNA for a great portion of my life.
It's going to be like a surreal moment, you know, because you think about it, you know, oh man, this is what I've been working toward for such a long time, you know, it's finally here, you know, and yeah, I'm going to be happy to walk across that stage.
You completed your goal and now you're about to embark on a new career, so it's exciting and it makes you feel proud also. I'm looking forward to it.
The graduation coming around the corner, March 15th. I'm excited. Finally, a new stepping stone and a new embarkment on a road to success.
You guys always had my back. You guys gave me a lot of love and support. And if I wasn't here today, it wouldn't be for you. It wouldn't be for you if I wasn't here today. When I say I love you guys, it's not just words, it's from my heart.
It's a very proud moment for me. You know, I'm 49 years old. This is one of my biggest accomplishments of my life. And I'm very proud of myself to get through there. And I'm sad that I'm gonna be leaving some people that I consider my family now. But I'm also excited on starting a new venture with the New Jersey Department of Corrections.
Congratulations and welcome to the Department of Corrections.
Right,
bottle left, bottle left, right left. Left, bottle left, left, bottle left, left, bottle left, bottle left, right left. Left, bottle left, left, bottle left, left, bottle left, bottle left, right left. Left, bottle left, left, bottle left, left, bottle left, bottle left, right left. Left, bottle left, left, bottle left, left, bottle left, bottle left, right left. Left, bottle left, left, bottle left, left, bottle left, bottle left, right left. I hear you calling, calling to me, hey, calling to me, hey. Win a battle, my DOC, up on your left foot, down on your right, up early morning, out late at night. Play it, play it, play it, play it, play it, right. Up early, play it, bottle left, play it, bottle left, play it, bottle left, play it, bottle left, bottle left, right left, play it, bottle left, play it, bottle left, play it, bottle left, bottle left, right. Indicators that